So, why does it feel hard to pray and read our Bible sometimes? Um, there's a lot of different reasons why it feels hard to come to God. And for me, like, if I'm like praying throughout my day and keeping him, like, even whenever like I'm at work or whatever, I can't necessarily just be like praying out loud. Um, just keeping him in my thoughts and praying to God in my head and stuff like that, just praying whenever I can, and praying that he'll give me the strength to remember to do that and everything. It makes it a lot easier to just keep God with you at all times, and makes it a lot easier to want to read the Bible and to just pray to God, because you're keeping him in your thoughts throughout the whole day. Like, you're keeping truth in your thoughts throughout the whole day, and it's like when you do that, he'll just start speaking to you all throughout the day, and you'll notice that you just have this desire to want to read the Bible more and to just pray more and stuff, because you're always keeping him with you and you're always keeping him in your heart. And some days I struggle, like, for some reason, obviously it happens like this. It's like the closer you get to God, the more the enemy tries to attack you. And so sometimes you'll feel a lot of pushback or whatever, but it's like when you just keep trying to do your best and keep him, for the most part, in your mind and your thoughts, and talk to him all throughout the day, whether it be in your head or out loud or whatever, and just meditating on his word and stuff like that, that is exactly what is going to keep you wanting to come back to him and wanting to pray to him, and giving you more of a stronger desire to do that, because you see things in such a different light whenever you're looking at things through God's eyes. Because when we start getting into our flesh and we look at things through our eyes, we see that it's just so much different looking at the world through God's eyes. It's almost like when it's us, we're looking at the world in black and white. And whenever it's God, it's like you feel like you wake up, like you're seeing the world in color. You're seeing everything exactly for how it truly is. And you realize, once you come out of that black and white mindset, you realize how close-minded you were. Well, me at least. It's just literally feels like you see whenever you're walking with God every single day, and you're keeping him in your mind, and you're reading the word, and you're getting fed by God and all the things that you need, you literally feel like you're seeing the world in color, and you're seeing everything exactly for how it is. Because also another thing is the spiritual realm is more real than the physical realm. There's a lot of stuff going on in the spirit that we don't see all the time. Like, there's always something happening in the spirit realm. And I was talking to my sister about this like a week ago, but she just reminded me of, like, that whenever we're praying, and whenever we're praying against the attacks of the enemy and stuff like that, and praying these real strong, powerful prayers, we're literally, like, there's literally angels fighting for us. Angels and demons are fighting against each other over our souls, basically. And the enemy's always trying to bring you away from God, and is doing whatever he can to steal you away from your purpose, because he knows the potential you have, and he doesn't want you to get there. He doesn't, like, he sees you about to walk through that door, but he's trying whatever he can to literally stop you from walking into that door and walking into your blessing and everything that God has for you. And I was talking to her, and she just reminded me that we have angels that are fighting for us, and there's like this whole spiritual war that's going on. And sometimes we forget that, because literally all we can see is what's in the physical right now, but the spiritual realm is literally more real than, like, a lot of the stuff in the physical is literally deception. like most of the stuff, like I feel like before I truly came to God and stuff, like I was living in deception. But yeah, like after I had that conversation with her the next day, I just started like picturing, like as I was praying, I just started picturing, like basically whenever we're praying these strong prayers in faith, like we're basically giving ammunition to the angels that are fighting for us, that are fighting off the spiritual attacks that are happening. And the enemy, like as we like pray in faith, it's like the enemy shrinks, and the good side that is fighting for us, the angels that are fighting for us, we're like giving them ammunition, and the enemy's literally shrinking as we're doing that. And if we continue to, which I'm really trying to work on, because I've been struggling recently, but when we just keep striving for that, that's the life that God wants us to live. He wants us to live in faith, because even though we can't see it, like we forget how we really forget how strong prayer is sometimes. But prayer faith literally moves mountains. And yeah, that's why I just been trying to have a lot more faith lately, because I went through a couple of weeks of just kind of doubting a little bit, and I've been finding I've been watching a couple people on YouTube that have been kind of saying the same thing or whatever, and has been helping me. I really feel like God's been like speaking through them. But yeah, just praying with faith. And even if we doubt or whatever, even if we're struggling, just pray that God will help us to have faith, and because he literally sees us. He knows exactly what we're going through. He knows us like the back of his hands. He knows us. He knows how many hairs are on our head, or on our whole body. Like he knows us more than we know ourselves, and he knows exactly. He knows how hard the situation is and everything. So it's like, if we just give him our whole heart and come to him in such sincerity, even if we're mad at him, even if we have resentment, even if we have anger or anything, like come to him with the good, the bad, and the ugly, like everything. We don't have to be perfect all the time, because when we're weak, that is when God is strong. That's when we can see him the most, in our weakness. And yeah, he just wants us to come to him with every emotion, because he already knows it. He just wants us to be vulnerable and honest with him. And even when we struggle, I struggle with feeling condemned. Like if I don't pray as much or read my Bible as much that day, then it's like that, first of all, isn't good, and then also I'll start feeling condemned for doing that. And that's not of God. Like, God knows that we're all going to make mistakes. We're humans. He knows that we're going to struggle with praying and reading our Bible sometimes. But he gives so much grace, and the more that we draw near to him, the more he will draw near to us. And that's just how it is. That's why the root of the issue is praying for faith. Like if we don't have faith that this is going to happen, or that that's going to happen, or whatever, like we just have to pray in faith that he gives us faith, because he will. Like he wants us to have faith. And if we don't have that, God is so much stronger. Like I almost feel like we put him in a box sometimes, or I put him in a box sometimes, not meaning to. But God is so powerful. And I truly I strive to live a life in constant relation with God, like all throughout my day, even when I struggle, even when sometimes it's hard to come to him or whatever. Like that's literally the life that I strive for. And I mess up a lot, but obviously, he teaches us lessons. Like if we come to him after and we're praying to him, like he teaches us a lesson from that. So nothing happens for no reason. And yeah, he wants to strengthen us. He wants us to have faith, and he wants to answer our prayers, but also there's some things that we have to go through to learn certain lessons and stuff, and it's freaking hard. Like, it's not easy all the time. Sometimes you're gonna have more pushback than others, but you just have to remember that there's literally a spiritual war going on for your soul, like, at all times, and the enemy knows that if he can keep you from walking through that door and keep you from your blessing and stuff like that, like, he's not only trying to stop you, but he's also trying to stop all those people that you're going to help in the future whenever you do, you know, step into this new place that God has for you, whatever. Like, it's not just you, it's like so many other people are going to be helped and saved and everything from your obedience and from you stepping into this new season of your life. And he's trying whatever he can to waste so much of our time to where we don't get there and all those people don't get helped and saved from the depths of hell. And it's crazy when you say it like that, because it's just like our thinking is so minimal. Like, our thinking is so small, but it's like God just gives so much clarity. And when we're walking with God and being obedient and living a complete submitted life to him and giving things up for him and, you know, walking to the best of our ability and being obedient to him, that's like the most freeing life ever. And it's like you're literally seeing the world in color, and it's so beautiful. And also just, you know, taking care of our bodies too. Like, today marks 2 months that I haven't vaped. I've literally tried to give it up like 4 different times with it. Ever since August of last year, I've tried like 3 or 4 times to quit vaping, and it was so hard. But this time, like, the beginning was really hard or whatever, but God truly gave me strength to get through those first couple days, because it was really hard. Like, I've been vaping for a really long time. But yeah, just but it honestly felt so freeing though. Just like giving stuff up for God feels so freeing. Yeah, it might be hard at first or whatever, because your flesh is used to that. Like, I have been doing this unhealthy habit since I was 15 years old, and I'm 25 now. So I never thought that I was gonna be able to stop, but God can give us strength to do literally the impossible. I lost my train of thought. Yeah. Just taking care of our bodies. Like, I've really been just eating a lot healthier lately, and drinking a lot of water, just eating a lot of vegetables, and just, you know, just taking care. It's good to take care of your body. A lot of people, it's crazy, but like, I was talking to this guy at work the other day, and he was just pretty much like making fun of healthy food, and I'm just like, bro, literally, like, eating healthy makes you feel so good. It makes you feel alive, you know. But anyway, yeah, just taking care of your body and doing all the things that you need to do. But this was just a random video, just kind of like things that I've been thinking lately. But I hope this helps somebody.